Okay, that's one, and that's two. Welcome, everyone. Ewok Templar, Diablo 4. Before we get started, you remember yesterday, we switched to an ice build, which was fun. We reached the milestone of 4 billion gold. And earlier today, we reached 4,100 million, quite easily. I guess I have to give credit to, what's it called? The Season of the Goblin. The seasonal event that's happening right now. All the goblins that are spawning. So that helped us catch up very quickly. Tweaked the ice build ever so slightly to give us even more of an edge. We're still running the ice build, but now we put 2 points into elemental dominance. So now we have 8% boost to our core skills, which, with the enchantments of ice shards and the enchantment of frozen orb, those things are getting casted on their own randomly for free. And then I moved some other stuff around that was just sitting there, like the elemental stuff that I wasn't using, stuff that was sitting in fire and lightning. So now we have level 3 evocation, which will help us with Ice Nova and Teleport. 12% reduction in all cooldowns, but those are the only two that use cooldowns, so that's what it'd be. Just like last time, we switched to Avalanche, which is awesome. If you remember, we also broke 2 records yesterday of mine. I forget what one of them was, but I remember that one of them was me having a critical hit of 84 million. That was crazy. Thanks to the ice build. Thanks to a combination of the blizzard and, what's it called? The Force Pulse Shrine. Yeah, that pulse hit that one regular enemy really hard. Really hard. But without further ado, hold on. Ewok Templar. Diablo 4, let's get it started now. Alright, let me wiggle-waggle my way over here. Hold on. Let me disappear. Let me become like the ghost, like Streamboo tries. By the way, yeah, we should probably say, not sponsored by Streamboo. Although if we were, I would say, if you want ghosts in your blood and in your stream, use Streamboo. Talk to people that don't exist, but fool people who do exist into thinking that they do exist. For some reason, people hate to watch something by themselves. Why? Because they're scared. They're scared. I, though, aim to eliminate that fear. For I am building an igloo in what I like to call the phalanx. These dead bodies I make, the bodies I create with my constant violence. For I'm a violence cartographer. But I'm also a house builder. For I am building an igloo of warmth and safety out of the corpses of the demons we slay. An igloo I like to call Ewok Templar's Phalanx. It's not weird. It's not weird. I know it sounds very close to having something to do with phallic imagery, but I promise you it doesn't. It sounds like it does. But it doesn't. Absolutely not. No. Grow up. Get your mind out of the gutter. We have more things important than worrying about which objects in life are shaped like wieners or not. For example, look at all these free ice orbs I'm getting. Look how they detonate on them like grenade bombs. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at these crazy numbers. Makes you think. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot to change this back. You're here watching, hearing nothing but a bunch of quiet explosions. Sounds like almost like a quiet riot. How y'all doing? Hopefully y'all having a good day. God knows I am. Got even more of the room even more organized. Got me thinking more about what people consider entertaining. Because this game, I mean, the idea, like, I find it entertaining. Strangely enough, I was playing by myself, not on stream today, messing with the ice build, finding myself enjoying myself. And it's like, you know, it's not too indifferent from other, like, roguelites when you play it like this. So, the way I figure it, I find it interesting how people will watch, like, Risk of Rain or Vampire Survivors, but then they'll see Diablo 4, and I think it might be, what's it called? The inability for certain people to separate the art from the artist. Because it was made by Blizzard, it has that Blizzard aftertaste of knowing how it was released, how Blizzard's year was, and the years that were leading up to Diablo 4. I feel like Diablo 4 sometimes gets a bit of a bad rap because of the things it's attached to. Not to mention the original prices they were trying to release it for, and the original price for the DLC they were thinking about releasing. Oh my god. Like, I get it. I get not wanting to come back. I think they were the first ones to be like, what if the DLC, the first one they were talking about, the one that added the Spirit Boy, and they're like, what if we charged $100 for it? And everyone was like, what? Are you out of your goddamn mind? And they're like, maybe, right? And they just shrugged it. It's very weird. It was a very weird, super disconnect from the consumer. I don't know who works for Blizzard or who talks like that, but they might be out of their gosh darn mind. A silver scroll.
Rejoice, my loyal son.
They might be lunatics, but I mean, that's the way a lot of companies are right now. A lot of them are worried more about the investor rather than the consumer, because the investor is where the real money is. So, one way they fluff up their numbers is to spend all the money they made in COVID on assets by aggressively expanding. This makes the company look more valuable because they have more assets. It's more, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? When they have more like solid things that are worth money, if that makes sense. Things that could be sold off, knock on wood, worst case scenario, so to speak. As you can see here, look at that. Isn't that crazy? One of my items is making it to where if they die while frozen, actually I think that's my passive big enchantment, right? I think it's this one. So if they die while frozen, they release an ice orb. What is it called? Increase damage, increase additional against vulnerable enemies. Something. I forget what it is, but when they die... Yeah, here it is. Enemies that die while frozen have a 37% chance to unleash a Frost Nova. And Frost Nova automatically freezes them. And if they're frozen, then ice shards get flown at them for free. So, this combo with that pair of pants alone kind of makes it like I have 3 enchantments. Because it's kind of like I'm getting the Nova Frost enchantment for free, just because I'm wearing those pants. But it really goes off after you use an Ice Nova or an Ice Orb goes off. And you get some big freeze. And Blizzard, oh my goodness. There's still things we could add too. There's still things that we could add. Because there's one that adds ice spikes to the ice trail that you leave behind with frost armor. And there's another one that adds ice spikes that randomly explode with your blizzard. And there's another defensive one that makes it to where you like take less damage while standing inside your blizzard. So there's a couple of enchantments out there. But the ones we're using right now I feel like work better than those. Especially the random 1% to 200% damage one. That's working very well in our favor. But back to the other idea before I trailed off on the ice damages because I was seeing the big numbers explosion all over my screen. Is that it makes the company look more valuable than it is when they divest their assets like this. And the problem with this is that now that they divested so much, that's why they have to charge more, because it costs more to operate. And I feel like it's the biggest problem with AAA gaming right now, and even the market itself. I feel like everyone, when they made their money on COVID, instead of investing in their employees and like trying to, I guess, ease their way back into a sort of a normalcy, they instead spent it all, made their companies bigger so that the assets, the value would go up. And now they have to maintain all the things they divested in. So now the price stays high. Because it's quote-unquote worth more because it's coming from a place of higher value. It's a higher value production, therefore it's worth more. Kind of like branding, you know? How expensive stuff, they tell you all the time. Everyone talks about how it like costs them pennies to make luxury stuff, but it's made by hand by people you don't know, so it's worth $300, even though it costs them like 20 bucks to make. And I always called it just the stupid rich people tax, because the idea is it's exclusive. They're selling exclusivity. You know what I mean? If the poor people can't have it, that's what makes us different. That's what makes us special, because they can't have it and we do have it. It's not about whether it's actually worth that. It's, look at me. I have money and I'm different and I'm special. Therefore, by logical deduction, most of that high dollar consumerism is just a different version of separatism and weakness. But take the good with the bad, you know what I'm saying? Can't save them all. You do your best. You try to be the change in the world that you want to see. I decided to go to the desert area this time, because I wanted to see if like the ice would contrast better. And I think it does. I was having fun in the ice area though. Just popping fools. Started watching The Expanse today. I was like, because somewhere I saw, oh man, hidden sci-fi gem on Amazon Prime, The Expanse, and I was like, oh okay, let's get into this then. Episode 1 was alright until they got to that one part where the guy says like that one word in Space Creo, I think is what they call it. Or no, Belter Creo. So it's like a space language they made up for the story. It's a single word. And one of the guys to the main character, one of the other main characters is like, what did he say? What did that mean? And he looks at him and he goes, betrayer of my people. I was like, okay. I don't know if that's in the book. I didn't read the book. If it was, that's a bit, I feel like that's a bit of a weird thing, because you gotta like expand on that, because they got it down to one word. One word means betrayer of my people. Not like traitor to my people is what he actually said. Traitor to my people. That means that in Space Creo, to the Space Creoans or whatever they're called, they've been betrayed by people so much that that phrase over time became a singular word. Alright? That's what that means. I was like, it didn't just mean traitor or betrayer. No, it meant traitor to my people, which is 4 words. That's an idea. To take that very specific idea and for it to become one word tells you the story that these people have been betrayed so much that they had to come up with a word for it. Like, if you think about all the different words that, like, who is it? It's either like the Norwegians or the Swedish, all the different words they have for snow. And it's like, or Eskimos as well. And it's like, yeah, they lived around snow for a long time. That makes sense. This suggests, like, biological deduction, that these Space Creo people have been betrayed by people so many times. They had to come up for a word for it, because they specifically were betraying these people as a group, not just one betrayal. Not just, ah man, my wife, she sleep with that other spacer over there. She betrayed me. Not like every now and then in a low stakes, like one-on-one relationships. We're talking a betrayer, a traitor to a group, an entire group of people. Happened over and over again. I was like, I don't know, I feel like betraying someone today. Maybe that entire group of people over there, the Space Creo, they look betrayable. And it happens so often. Man, we need a word for this, because we just stand around all day saying, look at that, traitor to my people over there. And that's kind of a mouthful. We have to say it all the time. We need to make a new word for it, because this is kind of clunky. This is slowing down our conversations. Our language is slowing down because of all the betrayers and traitors all around us all the time. We have to let our language evolve. That was like the first thing. Hello, Lucy. Do not ask me to get on Discord to buy art. I'm gonna have to stop for a second and tell them that. We have to get verbal. Hold on. Let me find a corner, a safety net corner. Here we go. No one's around. Hold on. Don't worry, guys. My day is solid. If you can hear me, or are you just copy and pasting from a different place? Let's lay down the law. Hello. Please do not. I need to play that one that one Bolter game that actually helps you learn how to type. Please do not ask me about art or getting on Discord. Additionally, have you seen the hit sci-fi series? That's how you spell series. There we go, good enough. The Expanse. And what do you know about snake gods? There you go. Alright, we let them know. We let them know. Cards on the table. Alright, ball's in their court now. Oh man, Slipknot's really slapping the bass on this one. All Out Life. You can really hear that bass snapping in the back. Faded letter. But anywho, then, like, I don't know, it started off strong with the detective guy, and he's like this hard-boiled space detective, but then it switched to the other main character, and immediately it's like the first scene of him is with his space girlfriend. They're having space sex because of zero gravity. And I'm like, oh, okay, this was written by a teenager who was like, oh man, I can't wait to become a space trucker so I can have space sex. Because it's like, literally, I was like, alright, episode 1, we have man, butt, and side boob. It feels like, alright, so this sci-fi series is one of those new age, we have to do something for the young people to get them interested. And I was like, why not just have action or good storytelling? Because it was such a short, meaningless scene. It didn't add anything to the story, other than side boob and man butt, which I guess, I don't know if you guys are I like side boob, but it has a time and a place. Kind of made it felt forced. Like, by the way, this is not your father's sci-fi series. We have side boob. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like it was talking to me like I was stupid. That was the first time it did that. Like, I might be retarded. I'm not stupid. Alright? There's a difference. But anywho, first episode, alright, until the end. Because then, spoiler alert, I don't know if you saw it, you made it past episode 1. But, his space girlfriend dies because the Mars people shoot nuclear missiles at their freighter. And it's like, alright, so you introduce this character, and then, because like after she explodes, he has this long pause. Oh, no! You know what I mean? And it's like, how are we supposed to feel for this character who had maybe like 4 minutes of screen time in this 45-minute episode? Why are we having such a long dramatic pause for this? How come they didn't build it up more? It felt like they were putting the carriage before the horse, because it felt like an end of season 1 moment, not the end of episode 1. And I was like, really? This is the sci-fi that got the good reviews? What? What's going on? Yeah, and I don't want. I mean, the episode 2 actually pissed me off. At episode 2, I started to lose interest. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and start rewatching, because I had it on while I was grinding Diablo 4, and it sort of became just background noise for a little while. Because episode 2 made me mad. Episode 2 was fine until they're in space, right? And they're repairing their spaceship. Well, actually, that's not even the first thing that pissed me off. First thing that pissed me off was, alright, so the explosion goes off, right? At the end of episode 1, they nuke the freighter ship. This giant wave, the shock wave, which wouldn't exist. By the way, there'd be a debris wave, but there wouldn't be a shockwave because there's no matter for the force to travel through. But anywho, letting that little bit of sci-fi space knowledge pass, the shockwave reaches out and hits them, even though there's no air for the shockwave to travel through. It hits them, and it's okay. They ride it out, but the thing that gets them is debris. So debris from the explosion hits their ship. It's peppering them, pow, 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 smacking against the side. Oh no, it hurts. Pieces are breaking off. One thing hits one thing, causing the ship to start spinning uncontrollably as they're trying to move away from the shockwave and the rest of the debris. But then, a piece of debris hits the side and breaks a hole in the side of the ship into like a bay area, which for some reason it tears a hole in the ship, right? But it's a separate area in the ship from where they are. There's like a set of doors that leads to that little like bay area, and for some reason once that hole is made into that area, boom, it cuts to a scene inside the ship where the doors that connect those two areas just automatically start opening. So I'm like, wait a minute, who designs a spaceship where if one room decompresses, the doors open to that room? That's the complete opposite of the way you would design it. The complete what? Like, help me understand. That's when I got really mad. I was like, what the hell is this? Was this? Who designed this spaceship that says, oh, there's a hole in the ship, time to help eject the crew into space by allowing the decompressed room to automatically open the doors slowly? Like, what? Why? Who? When? Where? Such a confusing design. Really made me mad. Alright, continuing on, the same episode. Still upset. I wasn't like mad, but I was like, well, that's stupid. But it just kept on going. I need to go back and like actually pay close attention, because I think it's going to keep on doing stuff like that. But anywho, so some time passes, not a lot, but the explosion part's over. They have to go out to the ship to do some repairs. It was very weird. Okay, I don't know if you guys have it, access to Amazon Prime to watch The Expanse, but in episode 2, when they go outside their ship, he takes out that big wrench, which I don't know why the tool would be like that, not attached to them in any way. But it's just a wrench, it's just a regular wrench that you hold. He takes it out, right? They're using it to tighten something or loosen something, whatever it is. But then like he lifts his left arm up, and then for no reason. Absolutely no reason. Like, go back, if you're a fan of the show, or if you can watch the show, go to that scene and try to watch and tell me why, after he lifts the wrench up with his right arm, he lifts it up, all of a sudden it shoots to the left. And they show it flying into space. And he's like, oh, shucks howdy. Like, it would make sense if like there was a piece of debris and it hit the wrench, right? And it knocked it out of his hand. That would have made sense. But then when it shows the wrench flying into deep space, there's no piece of debris. And also, in that split second which shows the wrench like flying out of his hand, you don't see a piece of debris fly by either. So literally, it looks like Magneto in the darkness just grabbed the wrench from him. And it just goes into space for some reason. No explanation. Could not see a reason. And I was like, how am I supposed to enjoy this when I, the retard, can see the failings of the science? There's no science in this sci-fi. This is just fi. This is just crazy space fi. That's when I started to drift away from it. That's when I started, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on what I'm working on over here for a second and think about what I just saw. Because I literally stopped and watched that scene like 4 times to try and figure out why the wrench that he lifted up with his right arm just flew into deep space for no reason. I want to know if other people saw that. And I was like, maybe the action is really good or the detective story is really good. Because so far, the other guy, whenever space or Mars is involved, I'm like, what? What's happening? Why? Why though, brother man? Anywho, watch this ice nova spawn a bunch of more ice novas and kill them all. There you go. Science. See, that makes sense. That made sense. I have the enchantment. I showed you the enchantment. The ethics on my armor, which says if a creature dies while frozen, they have a chance to spawn another ice nova, which freezes enemies. When enemies are frozen, the ice shards shoot out of my butt for free and slam into them, which may or may not kill them, which may or may not cause another ice frost nova. 8-foot tall Wookiee living on indoor, my indoor, a bunch of 2-foot Ewoks. Does that make sense?
Notes from the pale demonologist.
You gotta ask yourselves, when you're writing a story in space, does it make sense?
Try to keep the
Am I? There's creative liberties, like what Star Wars does with sound traveling in space for the sake of dramatic storytelling. And then there's literally a wrench being sucked out of a guy's hand for no reason. Or a ship to where when it takes damage, it decides to open all the doors leading to the damage so that the crew can be sucked out into space. There's a margin. There's some differences here I want y'all to analyze. You might have to use both sides of your brain for this one. But it don't fit. It don't fit. The glove don't fit and it must have quit. Anyhow. Lucy Thompson seems to have quieted down mysteriously after I asked her. I'll read it out loud so that we all know what I showed what I typed, but I'll go ahead and read it. Hello. Please don't ask me about art or getting on Discord. Additionally, have you ever seen the hit sci-fi series The Expanse? And what do you know about snake gods? And that brought silence. Apparently they cannot, that is not part of their script. But they copied and pasted off of the how to sell AI art to people on Twitch apparently. How to steal people's money with using AI art. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Not sponsored by Streamboot, by the way. Stream Boo did not pay me to have ghosts in my chat, so I do not have ghosts in my chat. This is someone actually trying to shoot some crazy ideas into my chat. Talking about, well, if you get on Discord, strange person I just met on the internet, I can show you things with my show you hands. Look at the monkey. Look at the monkey. Where's the queen? Where's the queen? $5, find the queen. That's all it is. And you know what? I feel like Stream Boo and these Discord con artists, I feel like they've invested too much. They've been tricked by bigger companies into having fake value. Bunch of nonsense, man. Bunch of people just trying to trick you into getting your money. And I say to them, me and my snake god still have legs. And we're walking out of this. We're walking out of this. We're not involved. We're not involved in this nonsense. It's not for me, it's not for you. I don't want followers. I want leaders. I want discussion.
Here. Something for your
I want joy. I want to bring people together. Have a good time. Play a few games. Have a few laughs. Make a few memories. You know, the old school way. Look at that. Look at this. Ridiculous. Turned to alphabet spaghetti. I forgot to pop my juices. My bad. Over here just slaying him. Telling truths. I gotta watch more closely now. Because the Expanse ain't over. And if that's the number of things that happened in episode 1 and 2, that were just like, alright. Alright, apparently we're selling this to people who never heard of space before. And they're like, man, can you imagine doing the deed in zero gravity? Oh my god. I know if a TV show had that included, I'd be more interested in it. By like a lot. I can't watch a show unless sex is involved. I'll get bored. I'll get bored, then I'll go on the internet and complain about it. Not enough side boob in my space opera. It can be done tastefully, that's all I'm saying. Don't just throw it in my face and like, yeah, look, yeah, they're doing it in space. Episode 1. By the way, she dies at the end of this episode. So you won't be seeing that side boob anymore. Unless it's a flashback. Well, thank you, sci-fi writer. I think you've gone a little too far in some places. To quote George Lucas. Those writers probably should have stopped and said, I think I've gone a little too far in a few places, man. Oh my goodness. He totally got caught in my ice nova. Man, this ice build, those ambushes, especially this one with the ones that spawn the flies and the giant grasshopper demons that jump at you. That ice nova one has a really good response. This ice build has a good response for that problem. And it handles them beautifully. Way back when the ice gods came in. No! Yeah, that's right. Trying to jump me when I'm on my way walking out of this place. Having a good time. Singing my song. Man, if Rojas was real, with his snake head and his human legs, I wonder what he'd have to say about the Expanse. You know? He sits down next to you, cracks a cold one open, and goes, wait. So not only did they have a pointless sex scene in the first episode, they also killed that girl, and they had like a minute or 2 minute scene of him being like, no, how could this have happened? Why? And we're supposed to care even though we saw that character's on screen for like 5 minutes? Come on now. Even my Cobra head that's ready to strike can see past that nonsense. Hand me a slice. Which is a weird thing to say. I don't know about y'all, but every time there was a pizza, I always picked up the slice myself. But for some reason in this story, Rojas, while sitting next to you, the pizza's on the table, on the coffee table. And instead of reaching for it himself, he asks you to hand him a slice. So your hand touches his slice before his hand does, and then he starts to eat it. And it's like, oh, he must have a lot of trust in you, man. Touching his food with his bare hands. There's pizza sauce on that pizza. Could you get on your fingers? Flips and slides around. Depending on the place you go, that cheese could be ready to peel off of there too. Leaving you with that weird pizza where you ever take a bite out of one of those cheaper pizzas to where you have to bite down really hard, otherwise all the cheese comes with that bite. And then you have a pizza where it's just sauce and a little bit of cheese on the crust that's got stuck there. Rojas is risking that when he says he asks you to hand him a slice. He's putting a lot of faith that you didn't cheap out and get the cheap pizza, or it's at that weird temperature where the pizza is no longer super melty and starts to solidify a little bit. So when you take a bite, the same thing happens. Very similar situation, but the pizza could still be of quality, but the cheese just lost its temperature a bit. So now when you take a bite, a lot of the cheese like peels off with the bite you took, exposing the saucy bread underneath. That's a lot of faith. That's a big gamble from Rojas' perspective. What are the odds of that happening, both on your day off while watching The Expanse? That's just crazy. That's a big hypothetical in my opinion. But I do believe Rojas would have. He's an older god as far as gods go. He's Egypt aged. So he's been around the block a few times, so I think his space knowledge would be on par or fair to Midland. You know, with the average person. But we'll never know, because you worship the wrong snake gods. Your snake gods don't have legs, mine do. Because he's not gonna just slither in like some sort of on his belly loser who owes God money. Nah, Rojas kept his legs. Why? Because he told the truth. He didn't give Eve no apples. He told that bitch to leave. He's trying to watch The Expanse with his roommate right now, and you're ruining it. Miss Tree of Knowledge lady, whatever your name is. A lot of people don't think about that. I'm different though. I'll take a hard stance. I'll take a hard stance on the snake gods. Say if they don't have legs, they sound like Slitherix. And I'm not going for it, man. I'm not going for it. I'm not biting that Kool-Aid cupcake. No, sir. I am building a dead body igloo right now that I like to call the Phalanx. And inside this dead body igloo, our snake gods have legs. And we only abandon journals if we absolutely have to. That's my motto. I hold on to my journals. You find my journal, it'll say either lost or what's the other word? It won't be abandoned. Lost, well placed, or I'd even accept if it was labeled as poorly written journal. But I assure you, if that journal was there, it's because I put it there on purpose, or I died. But I, personally, am gonna absolutely do my absolute tilliest to not abandon any journals. Not on my watch. No, you lose that bet. 9 times out of 10. Like a tuna wearing land mech armor. Hunting lions in the Serengeti. Because they lost a bet to their ocean mother. But yeah, I made it through at least 2 episodes of The Expanse. I'm gonna go back, give it another solid shot. But so far, for some reason, one story, the detective story, semi-interesting, but so far all the things I have to actually do in space, and with the spaceship crew, I'm like, okay, dude, get your sci-fi down. Get your the sci in sci-fi is science. Right? You're being super liberal with the fiction part. Super liberal. Unnecessarily liberal.
Here.
I don't think the science needs to be that liberal, man. I think you can still tell a good story with it being a little bit more strict. That's all I'm saying. You're going all willy-nilly on me, and I'm not sure I'm for it. Making me forcing me to give this whole show The Expanse the side eye. And you know what? You have no one to blame but yourself, writers. No one to blame but yourself. And producers, whoever greenlit it, read that and said, yes, good enough. That's enough space material. That's close enough to actual space so I can believe it. Where are we at? Ah, we're already about 23 million richer. Best viewers, Stream Boo. Polar Bruce Gabissi. Wait, how do you even say that name? Hold on, let's talk to this guy. Let's see about this. Hold on, give me a second. Let's transfer us over. Let's take a look. Take a look. Is there a button? Is there a button for reply? There's no reply. We can't come here. What's whisper? What does that do? Should I mod him? His whisper message? By sending a whisper to Polar, you will allow them to whisper you for 4. You can disable their access. Okay, got it. Is this how? Please do not share. Why would I? What? No, but Hey, wait. How do I? What is this? What is a whisper? It seems dumb to me. Someone tell me how to Twitch. There no button that says like directly talk to? Block, report. What is this? What is this? What is that? I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know what whisper is, but perhaps we can just do this. Bruh. Oh, sorry, I just realized I got the whole... the sounds are still playing. Have you seen the Expanse? Hang on. We'll give them time. No promises, though. I want to give Stream Boo the opportunity to actually talk. You know? They keep on telling me to go to streamboo.com, but they don't give me any coupons or free bot vouchers. So it's like, why would I go? Talk to me. Tell me a reason why I should go. Otherwise, I'm gonna be honest. It seems shady, and it seems like, I don't know, you're coming off as kind of a loser. You're not even brave enough to talk to the people you're sending these messages to. Like, what is it? You're basically just like solicitors putting like the card on the front door and then leaving. Like, come on now, you can at least knock on the door. See if they're home. Talk to them. I don't know. You're the door-to-door salesman. Don't be a coward. Put your adult pants on and talk to me. I'm right here. I'm not hiding. You found me. You can't just drop something in chat that's immediately blocked and not be like, that's interesting. This one's been glitched lately for some reason. I joined this event and there's like nothing there. Like this is gonna be like the 4th time I tried to do this one. It was a popular one to camp, so I wonder if people are still bouncing it or something.
Watch out! Send them to the sun!
Crazy. Half of men like having hair. Whoa. Some of them even voluntarily try to keep it. Oh my god. Abrigio. Mix it with compost and cement and rub it on your scalp aggressively until it bleeds. Abrigio, not sponsored by StreamBoo.com. Will not give ghost people hair. Do not recommend shoving weird Abrigio liquid cement into your computer to try and give your fake audience hair. Like, comment, subscribe. MLG, Proby's Pro. Not sponsored by MLG, by the way. Nor am I sponsored by the Ball 2 Mold. The hell am I listening to? Oh, who that? Oh, it's Trivium. Once again, they make a song to where I don't recognize them at all. This doesn't even sound like the last song I heard of them when I said, who is that? And it was them. It's like their genre is whatever they feel like it today, and I'm kind of for that idea. But at the same time, I'm gonna have a lot of growing pains if I really want to sit down and get into Trivium. I remember that I really liked their song, like, In Waves, and like that intro to that album, but I didn't own the album. I just heard the songs on YouTube, so it's like, you know, I can't really sit down and give it a good shake unless I actually sat down purposefully one day and did it. And I don't feel like doing it tonight, so it's like, whatever. Oh, look, spiders. MLG. Let's do this. What do we got going on here, huh?
Bless you.
You got spiders in these cocoons? That's cool. I'm something of a spider myself. Reminds me of that one David Bowie song, Ziggy Stardust. He asked the question, where were the spiders? I don't know. I wish I knew. I'd ask him a question. Are there any spider gods, and do the spider gods have legs? Because it'd be kind of weird if they didn't. Having a bunch of legs is like one of the spider's main things. That and spinning webs and eating insects. You know, Spider-Man never did that. He had some spider aspects. But in all the times of him doing what a neighborhood Spider-Man can, he never ate insects. So I'm not sure if we should be disappointed or concerned that his desire for creatures that have chitin armor and exoskeletons for dinner do not increase with his spider abilities. Makes you think. Makes you think. Go on then. Show me what a real crocodile hunter can do. You know, this with the size of these grasshopper demons and the fly monsters, this is basically Australia. Look at this. Giant scorpions, giant spiders. Everything's poisonous, trying to kill you. All they need now is like some sort of crocodile monster. What were they called in Oblivion? The Daedra, they were like the Daedroth. And we just like these buff alligator guys coming to bite you and slap you. You need a couple of Daedroths around here, man. Go for the full Diablo Australia edition. Australia. It's not hell, but we're doing our best. Australia. I wonder if the Aboriginal people ever had a snake god. There was a lot of snakes in Australia. The rumor is that Kratos will next go to the Egyptian gods. I don't know why. Kind of like that being the end of his story. If he dies to like Anubis, if him and Anubis kill each other at the same time, they just like fall into each other's arms, just all bloodied and full of stabs, full of weapons, just You really were a god of war. Coffin lights a cigarette, right? That you really were a god of death. They just both fall backwards.
Where there's other forms of immortal creatures too painful to describe. We are down to only a few. Now shamble the sands like
If they go to Egypt, you know what that means. There's a chance Rojas will be there. A snake god with legs. Hashtag where's your snake god? Makes you think. I'm having thoughts right now. Some of them bigger and more confusing than the ones before. Where do they come from? Is my brain really just a series of electrical impulses to be translated on a molecular level to make these fictitious things called dreams and memories that only I can perceive? Or is there a plane of reality where all dreams and wishes sort of meld together, some sort of nexus of thought, some sort of thought dimension? Oh. But if they do, that'd be a pretty trippy place, right? Who's hot, who's not? Oh my god, they are full of treasure. Hey, even that guy's got blood ghost. Who's this? Kill switch engaged. Nice, very nice. St. Jude, help the children, you selfish person, you. Ow! Shouldn't have made fun of St. Jude asking for money. That's on me. That's my snake god coming for me. And he can come at me pretty fast because he's got those legs. Rojas be working out, man. Rojas does not skip the leg day, unlike most snake gods, who are forced to. Not by choice, but by creation. By design. Oh, God, oh! I saw that, I healed, and then they hit me again. When the big dude's got the blood ghost, they are a problem. Holy smokes. They don't have speed, but what they do have is a whole lot of physical damage really fast. My biggest problem with the blood ghost is that you can't kill them. You just have to wait them out. And I think that's a bit much. An enemy that you can't kill.
You're there. Please.
I'll gladly help you once I come back after repairing my stuff. Maybe I should make an expanded universe. Expanding my anus. Oh! Sorry, I have no idea why I said that.
The forge is always hot.
I'd like to apologize to anyone who has ever had an anus and does not like it when it gets expanded. That was very rude of me, and also just very crude imagery. I'm sorry.
The only way out of this is to fight.
You know, when humans are developing in the embryonic stage, the first thing that's formed is the anus? There's a specific name for the type of mammals that develop that way. I forgot what it's called. Humans are one of them. We start with the butthole first and then go up. Isn't that crazy? Whoa, what? Are they turning up the heat? I feel like these guys are coming at me all seriously with these large number of crushers. They really want to injure these survivors, man.
Here. Something for your troubles.
Who's this? That's not what he done. I've never heard this one. This one's actually really good. No! I deny you, Blood Ghost. I'm gonna reach level 300 one day. Then I'm gonna go to Soul Society and save Rukia. God damn it. I'll do it. I will take the magic juice to the Soul Society and save the Rukias. Though I do not know the way. Oh. We got spit boys. My phalanx eagle did not fail. It was strong like the wildebeest. Even with them trying to use pincer tactics against me, my skills were too great. I could fight the two-front battle with ease. Although Scorponok's tails are a different story. Why are there so many this time? There's like 6 of them. Oh! And then corruption died. Just like that. Crazy, huh? If you want to stop corruption in your city, all you need is a decent ice bill. Try to tell people. Try to tell the cops. Try to tell the DA. Try to tell Internal Affairs. You just need to get that ice build up, bro. You need to combo the Ice Nova with an Ice Nova enchantment that makes it to where when they die while they're frozen, there's a chance they explode into another Ice Nova. It's just the way to do it. Not to mention, the Frost Orb enchantment? Bruh. It's not lucky hit, it's not critical hit. It's just a 30% chance that it'll just shoot for free. We're talking about a third of your attacks will randomly spawn a free Ice Orb doing 5,000 damage minimum. No reason. Absolutely no reason. You remember in The Expanse, episode 2 of the first season, where that guy's wrench flew out of his hand for no reason? It's the exact same reason that wrench shoots out, that these ice orbs shoot out of you. Absolutely no reason whatsoever. Just good things happening to crazy people in crazy situations. Hold on, how do I want to do this? I think I want to go left first to this little secret tunnel and work my way back up and around town. This one's a nice one because it's like you get a world event and a dungeon hiding right there in this little corner, right there at its base. Hold on, let's kill this guy. He's a gilded bear. He had about $1 gazillion in his back pocket. Look at that, we're already halfway to the 200 million mark. My God. There you go. That was about another 5 million or so. I'm getting there. Hold on, wrong button. There you go. We'll come back. We'll come back to that. We'll do this one real quick. On our way to this hole over here. Whitechapel. Oh my God, I know about them. I haven't heard them in years. Like, last time my friends were talking about Whitechapel, well, I was in high school. I forgot they existed. Yeah, more of that classic death metal sound. Or classic by my standards. Don't get me started on metalheads and what's classic and what's not, what's good and what's not, what's this label, what's that label. They get a little bit pretentious. Not as bad as non-metalheads, where it's, there's Screamo, that's Screamo, this is Screamo. But still, it's like the polar opposite of that. Nuh-uh, no. You don't know, you're not a real metalhead because you don't know that they were actually inspired by old Gregorian calendars. That's why they made this song and that album. And therefore, that's why they're actually new goth endothermic metal. And it's like, okay. Alright. When I go to a CD store that still sells CDs by some Christmas miracle, what section would I find them in? International, that's right, yeah. International, okay. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm ripping them on such a hard one right now. I don't care. I'll call it the correct label, because whatever. If it's good, it's good. If I like it, I like it. But I'm not gonna hand out Christmas golden medals for correctly labeling everything. Now, will I correct people? Absolutely. They come up to me and say, Chord's death metal. I'd be like, no, dude, they're new metal. Like, I'll do that. I'll at least do that, but I'm not, you know, I'm not a connoisseur over here. I'm not smelling, oh my, the year. You can really smell the oakiness from the barrels. Is that a hint of rosemary? Essence of lilac? Spirits of winter? Parts of a fat man who worships a snake god? Wait, what was that last one? Nutmeg? That's not what you said. That's not what you said at all. You're trying to sneak some juice in me. You're trying to sneak some of that evil in me, aren't you? No, I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, just to wrap it all together, I would really like if people could go back and watch episode 2 and tell me why that wrench flew out of his hand. Talking about the Expanse, because I didn't see it. If there's a paused frame that you have that can show me the object that flew by that knocked the wrench out of his hand, I would love to see that frame, because I watched it like 4 times before I was like, okay, so that wrench just leapt out of his hand. He had a sentient wrench. He had a sentient spanner that just decided now is my time to be free in the abyss. The New York Necrocon. Test the Leopleurodon, Charlie. Aha! We got a fourth one. That's all I wanted. Who is this? Ilu Vedi. This sounds like folk metal, but it could be good. We'll give it a chance. I'm very particular when it comes to the folk metal. If you're gonna have instruments mixed with metal from your country of origin and a female lead singer, I'll give it a shot. But you better bring it. Better sound like something I can listen to while grinding some Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Awful lot of putridness in this cave. Jesus. That one rock after it rains that you flip over and you see the circle of life right before your very eyes. Sorry, I mean peas and rice. Yeah. The putrid occupier has been cleansed. Now the spirits of the Chakawa Indians can have clean water forever. Thank you, Decima. Stick drift. Don't tempt me, stick drift. Oh, the change-up verse. I like that. We thought we were done. We come back with the same verse, but now the tune and the pacing changes and we hit you harder with it. Ah! It's like activating the limit break at the right time. Oh, he died. What treasure he's guarding? A single pair of gloves. That was a very specific name for that guy. It was like skinned Zakarum priest. I'm like, why is this dead body so special? That's some environmental storytelling. Oh, you know what? I'm out of juice. Hold on. Rejuice. Reapply the suntan lotion so that we may become leathery. Leathery brown. Golden crispy humans we shall be in this cave that somehow has plenty of UV light for me to tan in. Alright. We somehow have gone off track, because now after just one singular folk metal song, it's nothing but folk metal. Hold on, let's back out of here. Let's back up. We need something. We need to find something else. Hold on. You know what? I'm just gonna put Sia on while I stop to think. I feel unstoppable today. I don't need batteries to play. What am I in the mood? I like Sia. But it's kind of slower pace for the Diablo 4 grinding. Which is funny, because it kind of works with racing games. And that's because the Porsche with no brakes, but... You know what I mean? I'm including things like Chandelier, Big Girls Don't Cry, and what's another one I like? Hold on, now I'm thinking about CS songs. Sorry if I seem aloof. Is the name of the song called Cheap Thrills? I think it is. That one's pretty good. It's not the one I'm thinking of, though. Burn the Pages. That's the one I was thinking of. I couldn't remember. Burn the Pages, let them cook. That's what... Yeah. That one. Solid. Notice how Sia also did not have an abandoned journal. She burned it. Totally different. There's no journal left. Just the ashes of a journal destroyed. You couldn't read that. It'd be labeled different in a fantasy game. You'd be like, oh, what appears to be the burnt remnants of a journal that was then abandoned because now it is rendered useless. Although that wouldn't be the entire title, because that is a very wordy title for a random item you find on the ground that appears to be a burned journal. But still, though. Coincidence? No. Absolutely not. Bet you if you asked Sia to name a snake god, the first one she'd say was Roas. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I believe it's a conspiracy. I'm not saying there's a theory going on. I'm just saying that the odds, I think, would be in my favor when it comes to that bet. Oh my, this is a nice spot. I can just play stick sack suck with them. Dodge Saw Blade, drop a blizzard, drop a blizzard, dodge Saw Blade, drop a blizzard, drop a blizzard. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my god, they're getting stupefied. Maybe that's the answer. I should switch to Disturb right now. Is that it? Is that what my snake gods are telling me? Maybe. It's not so late. You just sort of might give me 2 amps. I took my sleeping medication, but I'm also having a Barks root beer right now. So it's like whoever wins, you know what I mean? One's made for sleeping, the other one's full of sugar that I'm shoving inside of me right now. Oh, volcanic. We're getting rid of that one. We hate that one. And another one. I hate volcanic. They gave me 3 volcanics. A 4th. Oh my god. They really wanted to try and get me back into that. Ooh, I forgot Wisdom. Let's special label that one. Let's go ahead and run one of those. No. No, they last. Forgotten Wisdom lasts an hour. We'll go ahead and do a Nightmare or Dungeon after this. We'll do a regular. Make sure to grab a Scorpion so that we stay in the desert. I'm kind of feeling that tonight will be very similar to yesterday, to where we'll probably get off at about 10:30. Yes, continue watching. Hold on, we gotta back up. So now I'm feeling, there it is. There's Disturb, but it's a playlist though with a bunch of stuff. No, screw it. Too much thinking. I'm going to NF when I grow up. It's one of the first things you try to tell Stream Boo about. It's appropriate that we come back to it every now and then.
That looks worn. Where is that?
Materials.
Don't ruin all that work.
Oh, wait. We were supposed to actually go to the occultist as well. My bad. That would have been... That would have been... embarrassing. I just want to pay my bills rapping about the way I feel, y'all. Come on now. You can relate to that. Oh, ah, there you go. That's right. That's right. No. No Scorpion Oxtails. You have to earn it. Hold on, the boss of the level is trying to chase me down because I'm going to explore instead of fight him. Hold on. Oh, oh, oh! Sorry, I'm not going to beat you just yet. I have to make sure I get all the corners. Alright, there's nothing here. How about a singular regular attack? Would that do the trick? Of course it does. He was a terrible final boss. Hold on. Let's drop a Scorpion Ox. Let's drop a Scorpion Dungeon. Gem Reserve. Let's do this. Let's hit it. Every now and then you have to fight the Scorpion sideways. Because their stingers like to try to stab forward, you see? That's also where their pincers are located. It's in the front. You gotta come at them sideways. You have to pincer their pincers, so to speak. Oh, that person just died. There's nothing you can do. Alright. Oh, this is nice. This is a good place to slam jam right here. We've got spiders and maggots. The enemy where there's always a bunch of them. Two enemies where there's always a bunch of them. Just perusing their sandy inventory. Large amounts of silicate deposits in this place, I can tell. I've been searching. What does that mean, Nate? Here we go.
What have we done? The madness. The sheer madness. We fought against each other essentially. For what purpose?
Oh, a piece of parchment's been talking to me. I didn't even notice. I'm too lost in the verse. Lost in the sauce. The NF sauce.
Once I was a warrior
Get off
fighting
me.
for a cause I can barely remember. Now, I am maggot food.
Should have teleported that, but it's okay. Here we go. No matter how fast you kill that big ghost, you always manage some of these little ghosts. It's not a big deal, but it does bother me just a little bit, because there's other things you can interrupt and stop them from doing. But for some reason, that's one doesn't matter. Ooh, protection. Here we go. Let's just walk into them. Hello, do you guys mind if I just walk into you for a little while? Useless. Oh my god, they're dead. Who did this? How could the parasite have followed?
My soul. Please. Take it back from them.
The important thing is we killed them together as a team and a family, even though you are a ghost, but still. You're not in my blood, so I'm not mad. You know what I mean? A ghost on the outside of your body is just a friend who's already pre-expired. Slam jams. Oh, now I'm getting some big chain reactions out there. I'm gonna drop 4 blizzards and look away. When we guess that you'll die. Wow. Something killed this ghost person. Imagine being so too legit to quit straight ripping that you can kill a ghost without looking at it. That's a certain kind of power level right there, man. That's that'd be nice. Imagine being a Ghostbuster and you just gotta walk into rooms. Ah. Nasty, am I right? Brutal. I think Beautiful and Brutal had a baby. Brutiful. Alright. This house is clean. Let's go outside and see where we are. Well, that's a cool looking fortress right there. Like a mini castle. Wow, we are very far from where I thought we should be. You know what? It's been a long time since we grinded out in this Dooney area. Probably because it's way out here. I think that's supposed to be a kill zone, right? World event, maybe? Can't remember. Reason I stay away from this desert area because usually there's like a lot of space in between the areas. Whole lot of walking simulator. But on the plus side, looks like there's a lot of spiders here now. So that's good. For the XP grind aspect of it. Hey! Goblin! He died. 2 bags of obols. I was already having problems with the bags of obols you were giving me. Now the goblins are dropping 2 of them at the same time. We'll just scrap those. Oh look, here's a world event. What we got? Ah, the easy fast one. Nice, nice. And it's it. And the boss is also dead. There you go. Who's this? Anonymous Zell. Never heard of this. Never heard of this guy. Seems alright. What are you doing? Trying to kill things in here? What would you do if someone showed up and they were all already dead? Looks like a boss fight's supposed to take place here. The Lair of the Witch. This is her boss arena, where she does witchy things. No! I don't know why I like that. I like the idea of, like, she spends the entire day slaying demons. And one random one that's by itself. That's behind her. She turns around and goes, no! Just one little... the one word she says the entire day. And she doesn't use her regular voice, she does a cutesy, weird little no voice. No. I don't know what these things are. There was this one world event where they showed up a lot more often. I think they're for the Necromancer. I have no idea what they are, though. They look cool, though. Look important as well. Look at the entrance to this place. This is nice. Collapsed vault. Is this the Yuta vault? Wait, isn't that a magic card? I don't know why I know that name, but I don't remember what it is or what it does or what it even looks like. I just remember Yuta vault. Beware the Yuta vault. It's a magic card, and it does things in the magic game. What those things are nefarious and elusive to me for some reason. Ah! I saw that. I don't know why I tried to tank it. That was silly of me. I'm okay, but still. I wasn't gonna go full speed through it. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh my god, are they dead yet? Jeez. I've heard of martyrdom, but this is ridiculous. The guy had 3 grenades up his butt. Why is he keystring so much? Maybe these guys are preparing. They heard about Decima showing up and just wiping dungeon after dungeon, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna start shoving grenades up our butts. It's the only way. Sir? Is that wise? Hold on, I want that ragged piece of cloth. I will make it wise. Wait, what? What does that mean? It means when you're in charge, you get to make up things than what they mean. Now shut up and start shoving these grenades up your keister, meester. And that's how that came to be. First keystring happened long ago when we were still fighting Diablo and Lilith. And it was for violent purposes. Just like most things in science, whether if it's war or space, those are the two things that really help all of a sudden innovate a lot of inspiring things. Neat, huh? Oh, interesting. Temporariness. It's a challenging obelisk. It requires me to fight for my enchantment. There you go. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. And you're dead. And you're both. You're dead. Super Strength Contemporary. You're dead. Big wheelies, hot wheelies, and tricycles Emporium. You're dead. Not now, right now, but later, you'll be dead. You'll be dead. Decima's here is wanted by 3 greater evils. You'll be dead. That's right. Oh, an altar. Here we go. What do you got? Some sort of putrid god of pestilence, it seems, huh? Alright, alright. Same old, but a little different than snake stuff. You got your swarms going on there, that's nice. Forming clouds of famine because they eat all the crops and whatnot. Oh no, whoa. Oh, the ice nova seems to go off really nicely with these guys. If it wasn't from the fireball shooting out of the statue's eyes, I could probably stand still here. Just drop a couple of blizzards here and there and let the snow figure them out. Look at this. That guy froze in midair. He didn't plan on that, did he? No, he didn't. What? Stream Boo, eat your heart out. I can freeze an entire military force with my mind butter. And I can kill ghosts not even looking at them. Still not sponsored by Stream Boo, by the way. They made terrible attempts to try and contact me. They stupidly just drop a comment and then disappear into the darkness. As I stream doing, you know, maybe I'd consider buying some ghosts for my blood if you have to comment over there in the YouTube section. Catch my drift, you know. Maybe, like I said last time, it'd be nice if Stream Boot made a channel. It's like, you know what, I'll help you on your Diablo 4 journey. Let's do this. Then I'd be like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we're cooking with steeds. Now you're doing something interesting and entertaining. Rather than the same old boring hiding in the comment section over there. Being a real loser. Talking a lot of nonsense while actually not contributing anything. Oh, I thought I picked something up that was important. And then it was nothing. Nothing but a broken end. No, I'm good. Is that a dude? I just don't like that face. Hello, monies. No. Alright, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting more into the music and also my sleeping medication is starting to take more effect over me. Guiding me to dreamland. Where farts are wishes. And burps are dirt bikes. Man, I had this one weird dream last night. I just remembered now that I'm thinking about it as I'm drifting away from y'all. I was in this parking lot. I just left a movie theater. And I was looking for my car. I was looking for it. And I found it, but it wasn't part where I left it. But I didn't think too much of it. I get in, I drive away, And at some point, the truck turns into a dirt bike. And for some reason, I decided to go off-road. And in me going off-road into like this back alley area that was like broken up with like actual dirt tracks. They're like in like these mini like dirt canyons, you know what I mean? Like basically there was like a dirt road that was like a footpath wide. Like just big enough to where if like there are two people on bicycles, they could probably pass each other comfortably. But it was like deep. It was like maybe like 6 feet deep to like the sides. The sides were like elevated. So I'm like in this mini trench, right? And I pass by these cops that are chasing someone on my dirt bike, and they're like, hey, could you help us out? But I'm going too fast to slow down. But I see the guy they're chasing last minute, and coincidentally, I hit him with the back of my bike. Boosh! And I bounce off of him and I keep going. Like, that's how fast I was going. Like, I don't know why I was going so fast. I was actually going kind of dangerously fast in this dream. And after I bounce off of that dude's back, he goes, ah, and he falls down. And as I'm driving away, I hear the cops go, thanks. And I go, well, all right then. And I keep on driving. And I wake up, and of course I'm like, what was that about? What does that even mean?
So,
It was like a split second. Hey, could you help us out? Like I was flying by, and then I hit the guy they were chasing. They're like, thanks. It was like the fastest Good Samaritan assist. And it was weird because I hit the guy hard enough to where I probably should have stopped and had to like fill out some paperwork because I probably injured him with how fast I was going. Like I bounced off of him. I went whoosh, like my front wheel on the dirt bike just went straight into his back because I gained some air before I hit him. That's how fast I was going. I was just like, I zoomed past the two cops and I took some air. And as I'm turning around to look ahead, because my head sort of stopped to follow the cop that was trying to talk to me. Like I turned to be like, huh, what? And then as I'm turning around to see what's in front of me, I'm already mid-air. And I just slammed that dude in the back and I bounce a little bit. I go a little bit higher and I just keep going, driving. And they say thanks, and I'm like, don't mention it. Like I do the wave without looking back. Like just like held a hand like up into my side wave, just like yeah, okay. And I was like, dreams are just your brain defragging. What was that? Why did my truck turn into a dirt bike? And where was I going? Also, why was I going down this narrow trench with reckless abandon for other people? That's way out of character for me. Like, I wouldn't mind going fast if I knew for certain that the area was clear. But I just drove right into it. I was like, oh, look at this trench. Like, I drove into it like I was familiar with it. Like, I've gone down this trench many times on my way home or something. You know what I mean? I was very comfortable with zooming down this thing. Like, and I'm surprised I'm surprised I could hear them by the speed I was going. Hey, how's it going? Hey, help us out. I might have broken that guy's collar, bro. He definitely is at least bruised. Like, the way I slammed into him, that was crazy. But it was just a dream, but still. I don't know, sometimes I like dream stories because they make me think. Sometimes I look at dream stories and I go, how can I work this into a D&D campaign? Kind of thing. How can I tell this story again? But maybe make it funny and make it sound kind of true. But sometimes you have stories where it's like, well, that can't be true. People could look that up if that happened. They'd be like, wait a minute now. You broke some dude's clavicle and they gave you a high five while you were driving? What do I have? Oh, I have the item on my back already. That's why I was getting confused. I was like, wait, what? Eminem. He always brings me back to reality if I go to gravity. Excuse me, sorry. Starting to become a little too relaxed. Hopefully I don't fall asleep while gaming like I did back in the day when me and my friends were playing Monster Hunter World. It happened several times. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. And they were during boss fights too. They weren't like just during random hunts. How is he gonna come at me from those bad angles? How am I gonna fall asleep during Xeno Shiva? Actually, was it Xeno Shiva? What was the name of the big rock one with like the hand wings? It first started off on like an armored up ball that you had to break open, and like they had the weird like skinless dragon with hand wings looking like Lugia slamming around. I don't know. But it was weird. And the weirdest part was kind of tired and falling asleep while gaming to where when you wake up you don't remember falling asleep or what you were doing right before you fell asleep. You just go, yeah, I'm here. I'm totally helping do this thing that I remember that we were doing. That monster I guess you running on autopilot sometimes, man. I wish I could do that with Diablo, especially since I have the music and the and everything trying to kill me, and being a little bit faster paced. What's weird is that I remember years ago I used to fall asleep while listening to music. What is this? Ravaged corpse. Well, I interacted with it, nothing happened, so moving along. Alright, I guess I'll talk to those guys later. They left. They were not having it. They did not want to stop and talk to me for some reason. This is why I rarely do these desert areas, because they're so spaced out. Sometimes there's a good enemy density on the outside, sometimes there's not. But there's still a lot of walking, though. Whole lot of walking, whole lot of climbing up that hill. Now we up in the big leagues. Getting the real world records. All I know is that I see all you down there with me, my babies. Holding the crown no one asked for. That's my favorite type of crown now I think about it. Whoa, hey. Whoa. I'm still here. Alright? I'm not quoting Sia, I'm literally saying. We still got this I might get off a little bit earlier than I said I would. I might get off after this one. I'm starting to chill out now. I can feel the chill thrill coursing over me, lulling me into the warm embrace of time to say night night. Time to say night night on all y'all. Go to sleep. Say night night. Oh. Open this. Sneak around these ghosts so I can kill these guys. Alright. But yeah, if you guys like the expansion, let me know how it made you feel. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky. You know, sometimes ET can be that way, man. I don't want to harsh anyone's buzz or say someone trying to like something that they like, ruin someone else's enjoyment of something. I don't want to be the kind of guy who tries to tell people why they should like something or why they should dislike something. I'd rather give you the reasons why I dislike and the reasons why I like it, and then let you form your own opinion. Have a little bit more freedom, amenity, equality. All the TTs and all the tatas. Could never make Humpty Dumpty whole again. Oh! Something about that fourth skeleton to the right, just exploding sideways. Looked like he really got the business and he got surprised. Wow, that thing let me kill him really fast. You saw that? He wasn't even completely out of the ground yet. That let me goof him just like a big bowl of soupy. I tipped him over, man. I slammed him to the ground. I did him the way Thor did that coffee cup. It was almost unnecessary, yet totally and 100% completely necessary. I'm not even gonna bother with all that. I'm just gonna come over here and start the process from over here. You like that? I get deep inside your flank. Deep inside your lines. I attack you from the inside out. No, the Scorponok's tails and all of Beast Wars can't help you now. Get on. Sleep. Go night-night, Boneman. Better by time. Y'all already dead. Time to go to sleep. Time to go to super sleep. You're about to die while already being dead. No one died like you did. You died, then you got your ass whooped so hard you had to die again. Alright. Making decent progress. Look at that. We're almost halfway with the blue blizzard. Blue button. Almost halfway through that one. Making progress. Might do a little bit offline tomorrow as well. Maybe even get caught up. I like doing the streams, but I know that these are really these are really only for the sadists who want to see the journey. This is not for everyone, by all means. By all means. It's not for me either. It's for the people. It's for the people. They didn't ask for it. A record means rewind, a gunshot means forward, and I decided to do this instead. For some mysterious reason. But I'm kind of right here tonight. Thank you all. Thank you all, future people, come back to watch these old episodes. Thank you all who came out tonight. Much appreciated. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, keep up posting. We'll see you on the next one. Y'all have a good night. my god, my reality started coming through there for a second. Oh my god.